Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Thoughts in Education. Today we have Mr. Danish with us from Ashland Institute of Technology. Hello sir.
Hello, how are you?
Sir, would you like to introduce yourself to the viewers?
Well, I'm Mohammad Danish, working in the capacity of Associate Professor in Department of Computer Science and Engineering. And as far as my education background is concerned, I have done my Bachelor's of Technology in Computer Science and Engineering along with my Master's in the same domain. And I have also done my MBA in HR and Marketing. Right now, my PhD is in final phase, about to submit very soon, and I'm doing it in field of artificial intelligence.
Okay sir. Sir, so you have held various key positions at various institutes. What are some of the key factors that keep you connected with the education domain?
Well, I started my career as lecturer, and then in the beginning I got opportunity to teach students to go under many trainings programs. So it keep me motivated to keep in this field, and that is the reason why I'm long way connected right now. And after serving as lecturer, I was promoted and working in capacity of senior lecturer, then assistant professor, and right now I'm associate professor. So there are many factors. Like teaching is one of the top factor which keep any academicians to be in this field. Another is research. It's very important part. Like in corporate, research is done at some particular level, but in academics, you have to do research at every level. So this is the major reason why I'm here.
Okay sir. And so what is your philosophy of leadership? How would you describe your leadership style?
Well, it's a big tree. You're talking about leadership. Leadership is a great part. As far as my experience is concerned, I have been in this industry for the last 14 years. And if you're talking about leadership, I was under many leaders, and I think they all were a big motivating factor where today I am. Leadership is something where you can get improvements, continuous improvements. Or you can say that it can be personal, it can be professional, it can be social. So when it comes to leadership, I think it is a teamwork. You cannot grow at alone. You need help, support, counseling, mentorship from many people, like your seniors, your subordinates, your fellows. So it's like that.
Okay sir. So how does the curriculum of your institute, especially the subject that you're taking, ensures the best practice of industry?
Well, the curriculum we are following right now, because we are affiliated college. Affiliated college usually follow the curriculum of some university, and we have been affiliated with JC Bose YMCA University. So we cannot modify the curriculum. Whatever the university has designed the curriculum, we have to follow that. But to make sure that we are doing it in best or following some best practices, what we do, we make it a bit more practical. Like I'm teaching operating system. So university has given us a general syllabus. We try to teach operating system with the help of different operating systems. Like we are making practicals on Windows, we are making practicals on Linux, Unix, and along with Unix, we have some other operating system as well. So practical improvement is a key factor here, which we are following.
Okay sir. So what do you think should be the university's top priorities over the next 10 years?
Well, 10 years is a big time frame you're asking. Right now, if you're looking at the engineering perspective, technology is changing rapidly. You can see the mobile phones which you are having in your hands are gone under big changes right now. Right now we are having smartphones, and we are getting the phones which are getting more intelligent in comparison to previous technologies. So deciding where university curriculum should be after 10 years is a big challenge. Now what I can say, we can focus on having assistance of AI, artificial intelligence, whether it is computer science or it is electronics or it is mechanical, any branch you can see or any course you can see, everywhere we are getting assistance from this technology. Like AI is getting everywhere. So my perspective is We should teach more about programming, more about AI, more about machine learning, because these technologies are future, along with IoT.
Sure. So since you are related to technology sector only,
Yeah.
so how would you say that it has changed specifically when we talk about the education sector?
Yeah.
So how has technology benefited or changed, evolved over times?
Like, look, when I was studying, I was doing my degree. At that time, the only way of getting content of syllabus was book. In case you have book, you can get the syllabus. Otherwise, there was no other method. But now you can see that books are not the primary sources. Students are usually following the websites, tutorials. Like there are many trainings websites which are giving away video trainings, lectures, all this. So it has been changed drastically. People are having lot many options. They can hire some personal educator for them. They can hire some predefined courses. They can have multiple websites for the content. So of course, technology in education has given a lot of improvement. You can see.
Sure, sir. And what are some of the placement opportunities present for the students of your institute?
The placement opportunities are, having wide angle. You cannot be specific to someone. Like if you're talking about IT people, there are lot many branches in IT right now. You have product development, you have service industry, you have infrastructure industry. So placement is not a big issue for IT people, and it is not only limited to IT. I'm also talking about mechanical industry. I'm also talking about electronic industry, civil engineering. There might be some sectors which are down right now, but doesn't mean they don't have opportunities.
And so, how would you describe your relationship with the students of your college?
Well, student relationship is very simple. It's not that complex. If you are teaching good and if you are helping any student in shaping his or her career, of course they have good relationship with you, no doubt. So I think every academician has a very simple and good relationship with all the students. As for example, it's my personal experience from last 14 years.
Nice. So, sir, so far we have seen a lot of strength. I would just like to ask, are there any challenges which are faced as a part of your, whatever you are a part of the institute? As an institute also or as a faculty also, some of the challenges that you might have faced in the coming year?
Yeah. In the last 2 years, as you know, we have been going through COVID. And before that, everything was normal. But teaching in a classroom and teaching online is entirely a different perspective. So whenever we are having a physical interaction with the students, face-to-face interaction, in that case, keeping an eye on tracking the students' activities is quite easy. Counseling is much better in that term. But when COVID started and we started teaching online, the first challenge was the platform, like on which platform we have to take classes. Once it is not a challenge for even faculties, it was also for students, and both were having difficulties for that part. So it took more than I think 3 to 4 months to get a common platform and practice for conducting classes and sharing notes. Not many things were there. So COVID was a challenge ultimately. It is still a challenge. Second was tracking the performance of the student. Like somebody is not in front of you. So how could you interact? How could you face whenever we are teaching class, we experience by expressions of students whether they understand the concept or not. But right now in teaching, you cannot see all on a virtual screen of 50 or 60 students. This is a challenge. A part of that, counseling is a challenge. Third one is to prepare them for the industry programs like for placements and technical courses. These are the fields where we are letting down and we are continuously trying to improve them.
Sure, sir. Sir, so far so good. So we are coming towards the end. I would just like to ask, do you have any suggestions for the current youth of India?
Well, current youth, look, industry is changing rapidly, and world is also moving, with great strength. To cooperate with industry and to face the challenges post-COVID and other factors, we must keep ourselves motivated. We must keep ourselves technologically strong, in a strong way ultimately. So go for the technologies, go for the develop habits related to the personality development, communication skills, along with go for the latest technologies, build a structure or social network which can help you out in gaining these factors. Otherwise, you can be lacking in different fields, and this will make an impact on your career. That may be a financial impact, or that may be a career impact.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much, sir. It was amazing interacting with you. I'm Shubhangi and I'm signing off. Do you have something more to say, sir?
No, thanks.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.